Based on the information provided, it appears that Mercedes faced some challenges during the Hungarian Grand Prix, which affected their performance and led to concerns about the consistency of their W14 car. On Friday, the teams, including Mercedes, had limited running due to the new tyre allocation system by Pirelli, aimed at saving tyres within a race weekend. This meant less data for the teams to work with in terms of optimizing their cars for the race. However, Mercedes made some improvements overnight using their simulator and found a better operating window for the W14, which helped Lewis Hamilton secure a stunning pole lap during qualifying. Despite starting on pole position, Hamilton had a poor start and lost 3 places going into turn 2. Additionally, the race pace of the W14 was not as strong initially, leading to concerns about the car's consistency. During the Mercedes race debrief video, Andrew Shovlin explained that the inconsistency problem was related to the team's approach in managing cooling and aerodynamic drag. The Hungarian racetrack is known for its cooling demands, and teams must find a balance between cooling the car effectively and maintaining good aerodynamics. When teams add more cooling, it increases the car's overall aerodynamic drag, which can affect performance. According to Shovlin, Mercedes' simulations were not entirely accurate and did not fully account for the actual race conditions, leading to cooling issues during the initial stages of the Grand Prix. As a result, both Mercedes drivers had to manage the cooling problems by lift and coasting and by running in cooler air, which put them at a disadvantage compared to their rivals. To address these issues and regain their dominant position in Formula One, Mercedes is likely to focus on improving their simulations to achieve a better balance between cooling and aerodynamics. By fine-tuning their setup and addressing the inconsistency problem, they aim to close the gap to their main competitors, McLaren and Red Bull, and fight for race wins and championships for the rest of the season. Shovlin identified the problem within the W14 during the Hungarian Grand Prix, which resulted in poor pace from Hamilton's side. He noted that the car showed its true pace towards the end of the race when temperature issues were under control, allowing both drivers to push the car to its limits. The issue was related to a cooling prediction error, causing the car to be undercooled. As a result, the drivers had to adopt a lift and coast technique, releasing the throttle before reaching the end of straights and delaying brake application in the entry phase of corners. This helped cool the power unit but cost valuable lap time and prevented them from attacking the cars ahead. Later in the race, when the car found clearer air, the temperatures improved, enabling the drivers to show better pace and attack the cars ahead. This clarified that the inconsistency seen with the W14 in Hungary was not due to the car's performance but rather cooling demands that affected the pace of the Mercedes duo. Despite the challenges faced by the W14 since its debut in Bahrain, Mercedes has made conceptual upgrades, including a new floor specification, new front suspension, and a shift in aerodynamic philosophy which boosted performance at Barcelona and Canada. However, McLaren's recent upgrades propelled them ahead of Mercedes, making them the second fastest car on the timing sheets. The alternate approach Mercedes has chosen for the rest of the season was initiated at Hungary. The team knows that substantial performance improvements are achievable if upgrades are executed correctly. Mike Elliott's technical leadership was instrumental in the upgrades seen at Monaco, but he has now been replaced by James Allison, who played a key role in creating the highly successful W11 car. Since Allison's return as technical director, his expertise has not yet been fully applied to the W14 or its upgrades. Ultimately, the Hungarian Grand Prix served as a turning point, highlighting the cooling-related challenges that affected Mercedes' performance. The team is now focused on maximizing their upgrades and strategies to close the gap to McLaren and regain their dominant position in Formula One. One of the greatest enigmas for the Mercedes team at Brackley remains unsolved, as they have been continuously focused on resolving issues rather than seeking performance gains since the introduction of the ground effect technical regulations in 2022. James Allison, in particular, believes that this approach has contributed to their current uncompetitive position in 2023. With Red Bull and Max Verstappen holding a significant advantage in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships, Mercedes has shifted its focus to regrouping for the 2024 season. The primary goal for 2024 is to present a car from the outset that is not only competitive but can match or surpass what Red Bull has to offer. The team aims to learn from the W14's challenges, ensuring that the development of the 2024 W15 benefits from these lessons. Allison and the lead technical team plan to concentrate solely on performance improvements for this year, unlike last year, where their efforts were centered on problem solving. Andrew Shovlin expressed hope that in 2024, the team can prioritize finding performance gains without being constrained by early design choices, as they experienced with the previous side pod concept. The approach will shift towards seeking lap time improvements rather than tackling a laundry list of issues. The focus is on making key decisions that provide ample room for development and enhancing the car's overall performance. While Mercedes has planned upgrades for the upcoming Spa Grand Prix, they understand the importance of continuous development throughout the year to keep up with other teams' performance gains. Andrew Shovlin highlighted the challenges presented by the classic and demanding Spa-Francorchamps circuit, especially in the sprint format with limited practice time. The team remains committed to ongoing development and will introduce updates as part of their development program for the weekend. Ultimately, the Mercedes team is determined to return to their previous dominance, securing regular pole positions and challenging for race victories in the future. The focus on performance improvements and a strategic approach to development will play a vital role in achieving their goals for the upcoming seasons. We anticipate that these upcoming upgrades will represent another incremental step towards enhancing the performance of the W14. However, as we've witnessed throughout this year's races, accurately predicting our position relative to our competitors remains a challenge. Nevertheless, our primary focus is to maximize our performance in this final race before the summer shutdown. For Mercedes, the ultimate goal is not settling for second or third places but pursuing victories and championships, which are paramount in this sport. James and his team are currently dedicated to achieving those objectives, using the W14 as the foundation for transformation both within this season and with a clear focus on next season. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this approach. Is adopting an aggressive strategy a wise choice for Mercedes in both the ongoing and upcoming seasons? What are your expectations for Mercedes at Spa? Share your opinions in the comments section below. We're eager to engage in discussions with you. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on future uploads and remain informed about the developments in the 2023 Formula One season.